They need to be real models.
You have to have a budget for real models.
Oh.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today we'll be looking at the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
All right, so I'm just gonna basically kick it off with the whole Shereé situation.
Here we go again!
Fraud! You're fraud!
I said it in my last video. I do not think that Shereé literally wants a actual line. She hasn't put the line out. Basically, they filmed the finale like about, what, 3 months ago, and we still haven't got anything. So I'm just sitting here just like, okay, so what was this all for? You're talking about, oh, get your credit cards ready because we're about to come out with the... No, you're not coming out with anything. Like, I really feel like she just did this for a storyline on the show. After the whole Tyrone situation crashed and burned, that's what she was like, yeah, you know, my line's coming out. She by Shereé, summer, spring, winter, fall.
All that September.
And I'm just like, at this point, what is the point? But we're gonna basically kick it off where they over here, Sonia and Shereé go see Drew. Drew just had her surgery. Her ankle and her Achilles look treacherous. And basically they tell Sonia, like, okay, how do you feel about Kenya coming for you? And Sonia, rightfully so, said, you know, Kenya ate me up.
That girl ate me up, okay?
What?
You talking about disrespect, you do the same thing. Are you talking or
Yes,
you
and Kenya really did, like, destroy me. I wasn't ready for, like, Miss Moore. And it's true, like, Kenya made Sonia look foolish. And like I said in my last video, I felt like Sonia had all rights to go after Kenya because Kenya was sunning Sonia left and right, like hanging up the phone, telling her girl got in my face and all this other stuff. Like I said in my previous videos, it's like, I'm trying to figure out, like, Kenya, you talking to her like that's your child. That's not your child. So when Sonia was like, what's up, Kenya? I feel like we all were just like, okay, let me get my drink. Let me get down my popcorn. And it was an epic Uber fail. And I'm happy that Sonia can admit, you know, she read me the fail, she got me, da da. So she didn't like the fact that Kenya called her husband aggressive. I don't feel like he was aggressive. I feel like he more so interjected himself in a situation that really didn't need him to interject himself. It wasn't that deep for him just to be like, hey, you don't talk to my fucking wife. It was just more like, okay. I mean, his whole reaction was like, well, I felt like she was drowning, so I had to try to save her. I don't think she needs saving. She was handling her own, kind of. It was just like a tag team, but it wasn't nothing that deep. But she calls Kenya just basically like, you know, I don't appreciate you calling my husband aggressive. And Kenya sounds like she's just waking up.
He was saying that you said that Ross was aggressive and you felt like he was berating a group of women. Cat got your tongue now?
Caught off guard. She sounds very much like, girl, I don't remember saying that. Let me wake up a little bit more so I can just really get it together. So Sonia's over here just like, okay, cool, call me back. Let's try to figure this out. Okay, talk to you later, bitch.
Okay, Kenya. All right. Okay. Bye, bitch. This is
I'm just like, okay, but you wouldn't say that when she was on the phone. Okay. We see Shereé and Kenya are at I want to say a model call or a casting call for models. So they have like a lot of models basically coming in wanting to audition for her fashion line, and there are a lot of petite women, very beautiful women, but they're still on the shorter side.
5'6".
5'6".
I'm 5'6". I am 5'5".
5'4". We're getting shorter and shorter.
Which I feel like they can still have be models and still walk the runway on the shorter side, but I feel like historically models are more very statuesque and like tall. But I mean, so Shereé's assistant, basically, I'm here for Shereé's assistant or her own partner, whoever this woman is right here. She knew the assignment. She did what needed to be done. Okay, so she's basically sitting there, and Shereé was just like, well,
they need to be real models.
You have to have a budget for real models.
Oh, what do you do, Ron?
Like, that's so embarrassing because Shereé, this whole episode, the producers and the editors made her look cheap, broke. She basically claimed that she spent $1 million on her fashion line, but I was like, how do you spend $1 million on a brand that you don't have any product for?
Fraud! You're fraud!
So what do you spend $1 million on? And how did you get those funds? Like, was it through PPP? Was it through Bob? Was it like saving the checks from Real Housewives? Like, what is it that you had enough money to spend, burn through $1 million on a fashion line that still has no fashions? Think about that.
You're going to jail, bitch!
All I can say is I wish her nothing but the best. I hope and pray that she actually has product out. Once she puts the link out and her website goes up for products, I want to actually buy something so I can actually see what everything looks like for myself and critique and review. Just to see how it's really gonna be. But you know, it is what it is. But Kenya and the assistant started going back and forth because Kenya was like, oh yeah, put your information on the card. And the lady was just basically like, well, you know, I want to run this how I'm going to run it. And Kenya was like, well, you're running it wrong.
Fun to make her feel better.
Yeah, it makes me feel better.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for me too.
Confetti.
And just the back and forth was just, I really enjoyed it because baby girl was real quick with it. And confetti. It was a really cute moment. So we then see Drew talking to her mom, Ralph, about the book, and I guess I can kind of understand where both sides are coming from, where they basically feel like, well, you know, you said that you wanted to adopt Josiah, but now you're reneging on it. But when he explained it, it made a lot of sense. Like, if the father willingly wants to be a part of his life, I feel like that is a positive. So why not grant him that opportunity to really make up for lost time, even though he wasn't in his life in the beginning? Like, I mean, it's only a good thing to really like try to bring him back into, I guess, his son's like normal day-to-day. So I think that's the reason why he didn't want to adopt him. Drew is basically trying to gas him up now because she's going to write the foreword and he's taking like the pictures for it. And the mom was like, I guess it's really about to be done. And it was a little moment. I still don't trust Ralph, but to each his own. Marlo got the boys back and she's like, they're acting so different, they're really like appreciative, and they were just like, yeah, you know, being in a small house and this, that. I don't know, the way that Marlo was describing it, it seemed like she was shitting on her sister.
You're in your own bed. You can take a shower and a clean bathroom. Okay, so you appreciate a clean bathroom, you appreciate having your own bed.
I don't like that.
It's like, okay, that's interesting. Then we see the party where everybody gets to I think it was Drew and Shereé. They get together to put up a party, a surprise birthday party for Marlo and Kenya. And Drew's basically Shereé comes over and Drew's basically telling her like the rundown, like, this is what I got, this is what I use for the money. So she's like, I got the balloons, I got the wall, I got the food, I got it catered. And she's basically telling Shereé, okay, this is the part that you're going to pay. And Shereé's just like,
I do want to make sure you get the invoice.
This is a little much for me.
Well, if you would have been here, you could have had some input. That's all I'm going to say. Well, thank you.
But since I didn't have any input, maybe I'll just give you a fourth of the invoice.
Oh, well, you know, I don't want this, I don't want, we could just take, I could pay this part.
I don't remember agreeing to split an unreasonable amount. I wouldn't have did half this stuff, so.
We got the balloons that you see.
No, ma'am.
And I'm just like, if, you know, the rumor or whatever, the stigma around Shereé is that she don't pay.
Y'all know it's no shade. She don't like to pay.
So it's kind of like fucked up a little bit that it's just like, I mean, we see.
Just give you a fourth of the invoice.
She don't want to pay fully for the services. Like, if you're supposed to do something, a joint collaborative party with someone and you agree to go half, then you should go half, regardless of if it's not up to your standards or not, if you got it like that. But obviously Shereé doesn't have it like that. Obviously she basically saying, well, you know, I'm gonna pay you this because, you know, I got to worry about these fashions.
Wait a damn minute.
Child, it's just a bad look. It's a bad look. You can be broke, but to be broke in a $7,000 hoodie, priorities.
Priorities.
So all the ladies get there and you know, they're all sitting down, kumbaya, having a good time. And then they basically try to get Marlo and Kenya to talk to one another. And I felt like it could have went better. I just feel like there's one thing that I feel like Kenya basically glazed over. She's like, well, you know, Marlo, you always come for me, you always this. And I'm like, Kenya, yes, Marlo do go below the belt, but you can't sit up here and negate the fact that you do antagonize and mess around with Marlo. Like, you have went there too. But with Marlo, I think the thing that I don't like is the fact that she's like, how did we get here, sis? How did we get to this place? Why are we going backwards, girl?
Why did we fall out? And then they go for your jugular and say that's why your mama don't want you. No, but let's not go back 6 years. No, we gotta go back to it because that brings us to why we're here now.
And I'm just like, that fake ass, like, woe it's me, I just don't like the fact that she wants to be like, how did we get here? You know how you got here. You talked about her daughter. You talked about her growing up without a mom and this, that, and the third. Like, you talked about her, about the fact that she don't have no man at the moment. And it's just a lot of low blows that Marlo do be taking. But Kenya, you do low blow too. So I feel like they could have patched things up, but it definitely left off TBC, to be continued. But yeah, the ladies are really, I don't know, I really enjoyed this season of Real Housewives. I just feel like with Shereé,
all that money on these invitations with little outfits in them, but you couldn't get outfits made to go in your fashion show.
Shereé, for me, like, I like the cast, don't get me wrong. I just feel like Shereé has been a letdown for me, just because I feel like she always run into the same pattern. And it's just like when she was up here with Kim. Like, Kim was a friend of, and Kim had a bigger role than Shereé did, right? And Shereé was the actual housewife. Now with this season, I just feel like Shereé really didn't bring it like she's supposed to. Like, I feel like a lot of people didn't like Drew, but you have to give Drew credit that Drew did a 180 from what she was last year, and I can only commend it. And I feel like Sonia would do the same thing, because after the first season, you'll realize how everything works. So that was the show. That was the episode. I hope you guys like the review. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.